My name is Samantha Thorne. Most people call me Sam, and I was born with heterochromatic spirit sight, the ability to see things ordinary people should never see. I work at the morgue of New York Central Hospital, a place where death isn't an event, it's a daily routine. By day, I handle bodies. By night, I live stream occult readings and share secrets from the world beyond. My master, Evelyn Grimm, a famous arcane witch, picked me up from an orphanage when I was little and taught me how to control my abilities. She once said I carry the fate of lonely death, meaning anyone who gets too close to me is destined for misfortune. So I don't make friends. I don't date. I live alone. But I'm a tough one. Surviving childhood on the streets in New York proves that much, right? Tonight, after a quick dinner at a fast food place, I walked toward the hospital for my shift. On the way, I caught a glimpse of a tall, handsome guy with messy black hair. I didn't get a good look because... thud. A stainless steel thermos slammed into my shoulder, nearly knocking me over. But thanks to that hit, I noticed a strange red-colored dollar bill half hidden in the bushes. I picked it up and grinned to myself. Free money. Midnight snack secured. But when I looked closer, my smile twitched. Printed on the bill were the words, "Life debt loan. Borrower sacrifices 5 years of earthly lifespan. If transferred or discarded, the entire family perishes." At the bottom was a date, almost half a year old. Probably fine, right? I was about to slip it into my pocket when the woman with the thermos rushed back, her voice stern. "Girl, don't pick up life debt money from the hospital. Whoever holds it must share the lifespan debt. Throw it away." I shrugged. "It's fine, ma'am. My fate is tough." My master had read my destiny, lonely death fate. Seems pretty bulletproof. She shook her head and walked off quickly. I scratched my head. I wasn't even lying. If a street-raised orphan in New York is still alive, isn't that proof enough? As she walked away, I noticed a black aura coiling around her. Before I could look closer, she vanished into the street crowd. For a living person to carry that much dark energy, she was either haunted or guilty of something. Hospitals are full of wandering spirits. Death clings to this place. People with heavy yin energy, especially exhausted caretakers and nurses, are easy prey for the supernatural. Maybe something was clinging to her. Not my problem, though. I needed to decide what to eat after work. At 2 a.m., when my shift started, a cold wind brushed my neck like something following me. I turned. Nothing. Odd. New York streets were unusually quiet tonight, none of the usual chatty ghosts around either. After work, I didn't sleep. Instead, I opened my live stream. I am Sam Thorne, the only disciple of Evelyn Grimm and a cult streamer. The moment I went live, night owls flooded the chat. A young streamer doing fortune-telling? Sure. A cult live stream scam? Only $9 a reading? Can you locate a corpse? I replied lazily. Americans don't scam Americans. Only $9 only. One viewer typed, "My little sister died. My parents hid her body from me. I'm away at school and know nothing." I asked for her birth time, did the calculations, and said, lifespan ended at 8. Heart condition, passed 2 weeks ago. The body is in the northwest, near the hills. The viewer replied, "That's exactly right. New York Central Hospital." Funny. I work there, yet no child body had arrived for weeks. I sipped the last of my bubble tea and stood up. If you're not afraid, I can go check. But transport and search fees are separate. Fine, sending now. I took a taxi to the forest outside New York. The moment I stepped in, the temperature dropped sharply. The air felt wrong. Signal gone, live stream cut off. I pocketed my phone. Then they appeared. spirits emerging from the trees, some missing hands, some missing eyes, watching me curiously. But my fate is hard. They kept their distance. I drew a stack of talismans and released them. Dozens of souls ascended. Some accepted salvation gracefully, others fled. Deeper inside, a white mist rose from the ground, dead silent, freezing cold. I lit a fire talisman, its flame illuminating the path. Then, a raspy laugh echoed. "So you finally came." A ghost child drifted forward, tangled hair, twisted face, hospital gown soaked in dried blood. This was the one. Her bones were buried under the tree ahead. "You picked up my life debt money, so you must share your lifespan with me." She lunged to possess me, but the bone ring tied with a red thread on my neck, my master's last gift, glowed brightly, burning her back. I threw a golden talisman. It nearly dissolved her soul. She screamed, "It hurts! Who are you? Why can't I enter you?" There must be someone helping her. The calculation was too plausible. I'm not a spirit vessel. My body isn't suitable for hosting souls. Whoever helped her was either trying to use her or use me. Looking at the child, I knew she'd been sick since birth. She died young, full of resentment. But stealing another's lifespan violated heaven's law. She had no true evil in life. Her resentment turned her into a fierce spirit. Left unchecked, she would harm people. She cried, "Sister, I'm sorry. I only wanted to borrow a little life to see my parents one last time." Just then, Halloween night, the gate to the Underworld opened. A familiar presence stepped out. I pointed at Aiden Blackwood, Lord of the Underworld. "Borrow life from him. He has more than anyone." Aiden stopped. His eyes were dark, fathomless. He stood tall, 6'2", broad shoulders, lean muscle, dangerous, powerful, absurdly attractive. Honestly, marrying him wouldn't be the worst fate. I smirked. "If that's what it takes, I can marry you. Does that work?"
The moment I finished speaking, the bone ring burned hot, and my heart pounded. Aiden dropped his cold demeanor, something strange flickering in his eyes. He was the Lord of the Underworld, ruler of the dead. I had only seen him from afar before, when reporting to a deity under his command. But this time, my heart was beating unusually fast. Since childhood, my fate had been one of deadly solitude. Anyone who got close to me suffered misfortune. I avoided romance for that reason. "You're not planning to handle the main issue first. The kid's about to run," his low, cool voice said behind me. I turned, threw a binding talisman, and captured the spirit into my cloth pouch. Its yin aura was too heavy to purify on the spot. I dug up the remains and stored them. Once I found a signal, I called the brother. "This is Sam Thorne. I've located your sister's remains. Where should we meet?" Silence on the other end. "What?" His voice held no joy. Was he suspicious, or did he think his sister had successfully possessed me? "Are you taking them or not?" "All right, but it's late. Tomorrow." Packing up, I noticed Aiden still standing there. "Thanks for the reminder. I'm heading back." With his power, he could have subdued everything effortlessly, so why didn't he? I walked off. He followed quietly. I glanced sideways but didn't ask. They said Aiden had a volatile temperament and everyone avoided him. Exiting the forest on a deserted roadside, I spotted a Rolls-Royce. 4 a.m, no taxis. I hesitated, and the car door opened. Aiden looked back. "You're not going to let me drive you home?" I got in. I should really ask my superiors for a raise next time. Last time they claimed poverty, said the underworld was out of budget, compensating me only with some karmic merit. Looking at Aiden, Tailored black suit, $1 million watch, luxury car. The underworld was definitely not poor. The ride was long. I fell asleep. When I woke, the sky was bright and the car was parked under my apartment building. Aiden was staring out the window. "How long have we been here? Why didn't you wake me?" He tilted his head, dark eyes unreadable. "You're tense, aren't you?" He leaned in and unbuckled my seatbelt. The scent of immortal flowers drifted around him. My breath caught. "Thanks." "Didn't you say earlier you wanted to marry me?" My face burned. "Misunderstanding, forget that." "What if I take it seriously? Then I'll run." I flung the door open and bolted. After getting home, exhausted, I fell asleep instantly. When I woke, I had more than a dozen missed calls from the brother. I called back and arranged to meet. On the way, while buying a sandwich, I saw the same woman from before, the dark aura around her even heavier. Everyone has karma. I didn't interfere. The meeting spot was remote. I recognized a familiar silhouette, the handsome guy from earlier, now in a white t-shirt and worn jeans, nowhere near as stunning as Aiden. Black key swirled across his brow, especially the sibling line. "Thank you for finding my sister's remains." He reached for the pouch. I stepped back. "Do you know your sister has become a vengeful spirit?" His expression twisted. "How?" "She had a heart condition from childhood. She couldn't run, she couldn't even step on ants. She was obedient, gentle. How could she become an evil spirit? The surgery had an 80% chance of success." He burst into tears. I groaned internally. Crying never solved anything. Growing up alone taught me that weakness only got you bullied. Suddenly his body jerked. It was as if something possessed him. His eyes turned blood red, black key erupting violently. "Give her back!" He lunged for the cloth pouch containing the spirit. I dodged and threw a binding talisman, but it ignited in midair, burned to ash. The black key devoured it. This was blood-forged evil arts, using a living person as a vessel, draining their lifespan, burning their merit. Who was cruel enough to do this? I drew a demon-banishing talisman and struck hard. But a blow from behind slammed into my back. I spat blood and turned. A man in a black cloak, his face identical to Aiden's, smirked wickedly. He shoved me to the ground and walked away. The brother followed him into a pickup truck, which sped off. Why did he look like Aiden? But Aiden had no reason to hurt me. If he wanted the soul, he could have taken it last night. With his strength, he would never need to attack from behind. No, something was wrong. My consciousness blurred, and in the haze, I saw a figure rushing toward me. I woke to the smell of roasted chicken. The room was dim, lit by red lanterns, with immortal flowers placed everywhere. The air was cold, cold enough that I wondered if I was in the underworld. I was wearing an oversized black men's hoodie. Before I could get off the bed, King Chin, one of the deities under Aiden, walked in carrying the chicken. "You saved me?" But he wasn't tall enough to be the person who carried me. "This room is too big," I muttered. "I saved you, but—" He avoided my eyes. I'm guessing it was Aiden, right? The attacker didn't smell like immortal flowers, and he didn't have the mole under the ear. I didn't say anything. King Chin dropped off the chicken and ran out. He ran so fast, probably afraid I'd ask for a raise again. After eating, my injuries were fully healed. Who healed me? Waiting a long while with no sign of Aiden, I stepped outside. The underworld guards trembled, telling me my master had just left. She was the nemesis of ghosts and spirits. The underworld still didn't have internet, so I couldn't call her. I asked where Aiden was, but everyone looked terrified and refused to answer. I left him a note and returned to the mortal world. I asked for a few days off at the morgue. The manager didn't question it. Most people avoided this job anyway. Chaos erupted in the hallway. A woman crying about her child. Successful kidney transplant, but still dead? I called my master, Eve, but she texted back, "Tied up. We'll explain later." She was strong. She'd be fine.
Another message came. Not an enemy. Captain of the Bureau of Supernatural Affairs. Handsome. Avoids women. I lit incense and drew a tracking talisman for the cloth pouch. When the incense burned down, I chanted. Elsewhere, a sorcerer counting money suddenly spat blood. Damn, colleague. She broke my barrier. He sent a message, tossed the SIM card, and collapsed. I opened my eyes. I had the location. Someone was manipulating ghosts to harm people. The spell felt familiar. Yes, a colleague. And he always lost to me. My master once said New York was becoming unstable, more vengeful spirits, more chaos. Whoever caused this deserved death. I bought some snacks and returned to the morgue. Uncle Larry was on shift, 40 years old, widowed early, raising his daughter alone. His daughter studied at the New York Academy of Arts, the same school my master used to frequent when she performed exorcisms for extra cash. He treated me like his own child. Kiddo, why are you back? Didn't you take leave? I handed him the snack bag. Just dropping by. I heard a family made a scene. He sighed. My fault for letting that woman in to see her child. Who is she? Margaret Reed. Her daughter had kidney failure, had a transplant half a year ago, just got discharged, then suddenly vomited blood and was rushed back. Poor kid. The donor was a child, too. Suspicion pricked at me. By law, the recipient's family never knows the donor's identity. So how did he know? Black market organs? Suddenly, Victor, another staff member, walked in. Uncle Larry hurried out. Funeral for Maggie's daughter. I followed him. Where are you rushing to? Old age, forgot. Want to come with me? At the funeral, I noticed something off. Children who die young are usually handled quickly, without ceremony, but this family had an expensive coffin. Amid the crying, Margaret Reed, the woman earlier, sobbed violently, her aura pitch black. Uncle Larry introduced me like a daughter, though he'd never once asked me if I wanted a boyfriend. A young man note quietly, Michael Hayes, the brother of the heart disease girl. Why was he here? Pieces connected in my mind. The blood stain near the kidney area? Margaret's daughter received a kidney transplant 6 months ago. The little ghost had tried to possess me because Margaret had been targeted and went to a sorcerer. The sorcerer had told her I was a suitable vessel. Margaret knew my birthday because of Uncle Larry. None of this was coincidence. As I pieced it together, Uncle Larry shouted, Kid, why did you sneak in? I told you not to come. Everyone turned to stare. Margaret's face twisted, her aura turning violent. Michael's eyes went white, his nails turning black. I threw a golden talisman. The child's spirit ignited, but she smiled. I'm almost gone, but it's fine. The ones who hurt me weren't just my parents, my brother too. My parents have already paid, and he will receive his punishment. Her voice grew colder. He sold my organs on the black market to buy his girlfriend a designer bag.
You killed your parents? Correct. The police will find them soon. I possessed my brother during your live stream because I wanted you to help bury my body properly. But the sorcerer told me to possess you. You were more suitable. I got greedy. Her spirit flickered. I don't want reincarnation. I don't want to be human again. She dissolved into nothing. Everyone around stood frozen in fear. Michael stared blankly, still alive, just barely. I felt a sliver of pity. Before I could call the police, the Bureau of Supernatural Affairs arrived. Little Liam held his compass. What a coincidence! They were actually here because neighbors reported the stench from the girl's house. The police had forwarded the case. I handed the scene over. The Bureau would contain it, never letting anything supernatural leak to the public. Uncle Larry had leaked my birthday, but he wouldn't be arrested. Maggie's family was taken in for colluding with the sorcerer. Michael, too. Through the glass door, I spotted my Master Eve in a red dress beside the Bureau's captain, Caleb Vance. Tall, handsome, black uniform, rigidly upright. She looked furious, her left hand cuffed to his right. Amusing. After filing my report, Little Liam whispered that Caleb suspected Eve was connected to a major case at the Art Institute. I hesitated when the door swung open. Eve stepped out, cuffs off, lipstick smudged. Caleb glared through the window, fuming. Eve smirked. "Sam, what are you doing here?" I summarized quickly. "Let's go," she said. But Aiden arrived in a rush. "Checking me over? Heard you were here. Came to pick you up." Eve laughed. "Didn't expect this from Aiden." Before we could chat more, Caleb stormed out, threw Eve over her shoulder, and shoved her into an armored SUV. Fast! "You jealous?" Aiden asked, disdain thick in his tone. "Caleb's behavior is primitive." I shook my head. "I don't want that kind of attention." Aiden took me home but locked the door behind him. "I'm thirsty. Make me some hot tea." He sat on the sofa, long legs taking up all the space. I handed him his coat. "You saved me, didn't you?" "I want to offer you a job. Join my company, our occult media channel. Good insurance. Salary, $20,000 a month. I only charge $9 for a divination. You control the content. I want to improve employee benefits for the Underworld." I agreed and took a few days off work. The channel name, Witch Sam Thorne Online Mysteries. 1 reading per day, only $9. A few days later, after I moved to a new place, I started live streaming. On the first day, I ran into an old acquaintance and helped resolve a haunted coffin case. Aiden was strange. Rather than ruling the underworld, he acted like my assistant. I suspected he liked me, but had no proof. We had plenty of chances to interact. I'd find out soon. "Why are you staring at me?" he asked. "The next case, handle it yourself. Earn your own merit. Fine. Do good deeds." 10 minutes left until we reach the next location. Thank you for watching until the end. If you enjoyed this series, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel. Your engagement gives me the motivation to bring you more episodes of Eyes Beyond the Veil. See you in the next chapter. Stay safe.